it's Brown to break.
And this opening red for Scott, not too dissimilar to the one he knocked in the deciding frame against Kyron, which, as you said, led to that great 70-odd break. And in goes the red again. So first chance to Scott.
1.
This is Brown, the world number 27, against Donaldson, the world number 39. Donaldson trying to become the second Scot into the winners group after Graham Dott. Nothing to moan about there, Stephen.
No, that
6.
cannon went slightly astray, but he'll absolutely take it. He's finished on 2 reds. He's just trying to play a holding cannon there, Scott. Caught it half ball and yeah, finished absolutely perfect.
Seven. $12. Thank you. 13.
So the red at the back of the pack will go into this right corner pocket, which will then open another 2 to pot in the opposite corner.
$20. $21. $28. $29.
The 2 reserves here, Stephen. I've got star billing in the Group 5 final. We know about Jordan Brown coming in to fill the breach for Mark Selby. Scott Donaldson also had a late call-up to replace Barry Hawkins in Group 4. And if he were to win this match, and consequently win this group, his earnings for the tournament so far would be £9,000. That would be his biggest payday of the season, eclipsing the cash he received for getting to the last 16 of the Scottish Open in December. That was halfway house positionally though.
44.
it's incredible the financial rewards now on the World Snooker Tour and at these matchroom events. But nothing more than the players deserve, you know. Spent their whole lives playing this game and trying to perfect their talents and skills. It's a lifetime's worth of work, sorry. And it's their just reward for that.
Yeah, when someone wins next week at the Masters, they're going to be quids in. And you'll always hear someone say, not bad for a day's work, but of course it's not a day's work. It really is, as you say, a lifetime's work. And players, many, many of them, when they're not playing, they're thinking about it. Trying to get an edge.
Scott Donaldson, 45.
Break ends at 45. Wanted the balls open when you're well behind, as Jordan Brown is. That's what you want to do. But he's knocked a red safe and the green safer than it was.
Nice safety shot from Scott, finding coverage behind the yellow. Tap on the table from Jordan Brown, an acknowledgement to that. Very close, was forced into going for that red, Jordan. Wasn't far away. Had to play it with a touch of right hand side.
Now the red over the pocket is a very easy pot, but we've seen one weakness of Donaldson today is getting a lot of purchase onto the cue ball and screwing back. So that made total sense. It wasn't the most difficult of shots anyway. I think he's cueing really nicely. He's got some lovely rhythm, delivering the cue unhurriedly.
27. Eight.
Well, from here, the first frame really should be Donaldson's. No quibbles whatsoever.
$30. $14.
He needs the blue and one more red, and with the red hanging over the pocket, that's pretty much a formality.
$19.
Under normal circumstances, building a break, he wouldn't be contemplating the really easy red.
$20.
I think that's the key to it, Stephen. Play naturally. Don't play shots because you want to take no risk whatsoever.
Yeah, it would have been quite easy for Scott to have just potted that red over the corner there, but played the shot
27.
that killed the frame off, and now the frame well and truly out the balance
28.
for Jordan Brown. So it's advantage Scott Donaldson here in this Group 5 final.
Yes, he briefly contemplated the red over the pocket, but in normal circumstances he would never even consider it, even though it was
35.
mathematically framed ball, so he did the right thing.
$36.
Of course, if it had missed the red, we'd have been sat here saying he should have gone for it, but no, you're right, it's the right shot at the right time for Scott to see and play, and keeping his rhythm. He's looked good for it here.
43. Scott Donaldson, 43 and frame.
2 scoring visits required for Scott Donaldson. Initially a break of 45. With his second chance, he put together a run of 43. So Scott Donaldson draws first blood in this Group 5 final. He leads Jordan Brown 1-0.
I was born for this. I was born for. I was born for this. I was born for this. I was born for. I was born for this. Born for this. Born for this. Feel like even lightning strikes, dangerous like dynamite. Born for this.
We've witnessed a swift conclusion to the first frame of the group final. Basically, it was all Scott Donaldson. Didn't win the frame in a single visit,
Thank you. Frame 2.
but he's looking
Scott
good.
Donaldson to break.
That said though, Jordan Brown's looked good all day and for most of yesterday. In these short matches though, Stephen, these best of fives, very quickly you can be in deep trouble.
Yeah, definitely. There's not much room for error. Such a short format, a bit of a sprint. You've got to get out the blocks fast. As we're seeing here, another good long red from Jordan, but not a great cannon, unfortunately, so just the safety shot.
Jordan Brown 1.
So chance at the long red for Scott Donaldson. Pretty straight, so good cueing needed. And that's very good cueing.
1.
Lovely strike. That would have felt good. Certainly looked good. Middle of the pocket. That would not have felt
Scott
good.
Donaldson 1.
Just catches that near jaw of these very tight middle pockets. Unexpected miss. Nearly fluked it off the yellow. So, chance for Jordan. Really needs to stamp some sort of authority here. Get back into this match. Can't afford to let Donaldson go 2 frames to the good ahead.
Eight. Nine.
Not the best pack of red to go into. Very flat. Plenty of work needed on the cue ball. Yeah, it's got a red to right centre,
60.
but a very difficult pot. He has managed to open a few reds up, so plenty of pressure on this pot.
$17.
And that's really well played. Cued it in with a lot of authority there. Didn't hold back. Got to be so accurate into them middles. And he was.
$22. 23.
That works just fine.
30. $31.
Donaldson will be annoyed. Good red to get in. And the pink went astray. And it could prove really expensive.
$38. $39. $46. $47.
So in goes the red to middle, and the rest of the reds are situated in very nice positions for him. No real obvious stumbling blocks. Unless... Wow. Has he stuck on that red?
52.
That was poor, wasn't it? Let's be honest, that was poor. Lots and
Touchable.
lots of room. Anywhere but there.
Yeah, you can see from Jordan's body language he can't believe what he's done there. He was looking really good up to that point and just didn't get enough hold on the cue ball to pull it up in time. That's a huge let off for Donaldson.
Yeah.
Has got the touching ball though, so that will help. Can maybe try and put a colour safe.
Jordan Brown. 52.
Well, there he's put blue and pink out of commission at the same time. But he knows the frame should have been won at that visit. His misjudgment looks as though it's not going to be punished. Brown right back at the table, and this time really should put the finishing touches to 1-1.
One.
Cue ball came up a little short there. So had to leave some distance between cue ball and red, although the red in the vicinity of the pocket, that means it should find gravity. But you sense the tension rising there.
8.
You could just feel it.
Yeah, you could. Jordan's played a few dodgy shots in this game, a lot of movement on that shot. It was straight up. And he's had a bit of a result really, he's left a very tricky red for Scott. But in goes the red. No joy with the cannon though. So just having a look at the scores. He's going to need a colour, otherwise he can only tie. Huge target in behind the pink and blue though, should he wish to play the snooker.
Blue ball.
He's elected blue, so he's going to try and open things up slightly. And that's not the best shot he's ever played.
Remember, brown only needs a single red. Left the shot to nothing, he didn't pot it. But look where the red has finished up. Donaldson realising that's one that has to be moved. But Stephen, so much in favour of Jordan Brown here. The scoreboard, the close proximity of yellow to brown, the awkwardness of one red, the black being off its spot.
Yeah, he's just got to be careful, Jordan, just be sensible with his shot selection. Doesn't want to do anything rash. Doesn't really want to play this red onto the black. Bring it further out into the open. He might be forced into it, but there's some big targets up in the balk area to hide the cue ball in behind. And he has brought that black out. Been a little bit fortunate he didn't leave anything easier for Scott Donaldson, but this is a chance.
The demon that's sitting on Jordan Brown's shoulder is saying to him, this frame should be over 10 minutes ago. Forget what's gone before, just make up for it, make amends.
And he's caught that much too thick. So now this is a real chance for Scott.
He suddenly looks a bag of nerves. Hasn't all day. Didn't for much of this frame. But then after that bad positional shot that saw him leave the table on 52, ever since then, he seemed really edgy.
He has, yeah, he's not hit a nice shot for a while, Jordan Brown. He's looked exactly like you've said, a bag of nerves. All came from earlier on when he just overran the positional side of the blue.
Donaldson can read the vibes.
8.
He knows if he could possibly pull this frame out of the fire, and that's still unlikely, but if he could, that could effectively be the killer blow.
9.
It's hard to tell from this camera angle whether the yellow passes the brown.
16.
If it does, this is a real chance for Scott to nick this frame. And if it doesn't, it's still in a good position to maybe try and develop or
17.
lay the snooker.
Well, of course, the best he can do without recourse to penalty points is to force a respotted black. He's 35 adrift, 35 on.
24.
Yeah, and the colours down that end of the table are in fantastic positions for laying snookers, so they're very ideal for Scott. This red is no gimme though, down the cushion. This needs a little bit of care and attention. In goes the red.
25.
Now this could be the crux of the whole clearance. Oh, Jordan Brown will be so relieved.
25. Yeah, and the frame.
Immediately, Scott Donaldson concedes, and so all of those mistakes from Brown, in the end, mattered not a jot. He wins the frame anyway. It is 1-1, this final brewing up nicely.
I was born for this. I was born for. I was born for this. I was born for this. I was born for. I was born for this. Born for this.
We've just seen only the second frame of a possible 5, but I tell you what, that had the feel of a decider. Certainly for Jordan Brown, he looked really under pressure towards the end, and Donaldson sitting there looking impassive knows that if he could possibly have pinched that frame, it might have been the beginning of the end, the death knell for Jordan Brown's hopes of winning this group. As it is, it's 1 frame each, all to play for. By the way, this gives me the opportunity to tell you about who we're going to see in Group 6 a week on Monday. Great group it's going to be. The loser, obviously, of this final will turn up, together with Kyron Wilson, Martin Gould, Ali Carter, Ricky Walden, Ding Junwei and Yan Bingtao. That's one to look forward to. Of course, though, the winner of this match is excused duty. They get a pass into the winners group in early February.
So Scott catching the pack very thick, trying to open the reds up, but he has brought a red out. So first chance for Jordan Brown in this third frame, playing it dead weight, straight up, felt it drifted. It's a difficult shot that, playing it with drag. So easy to put a touch of unwanted side, and on these very fine cloths that could turn. But fortunately for him, no damage done. In a tricky position now though. I think he can squeeze through to the two reds to the left that are together next to the left of the black, sorry, and send the cue ball round two cushions somewhere in behind brown and yellow. It's a good line.
Well, Donaldson will be over the moon to negotiate the cue ball back into baulk like that. Okay, he has left a red, but that was well done. And I think, Stephen, what I've seen in this frame is pretty much like what I saw at the end of the previous frame. Brown, maybe temporarily, but he just seems as though he's feeling it. It's been a very lengthy couple of days, specifically for him because of his travel schedule. And we mustn't underestimate what this means to these guys. Of course, if you get into the winners group, it opens the door for a very healthy payday, and if you were to win the overall title, then you get into the champion of champions.
Yeah, there's always a huge amount at stake in these events. Just get the impression that this is going to be very edgy, and there's another edgy one. So this is now a real opportunity for Jordan Brown. I think he'd do anything for a 50 break here. Just settle himself down and try and kill this frame off in one visit. Just get his arm going again. He's looked really good the last couple of days, but he's just looked very edgy so far in this game. So now's your chance, Jordan.
Yeah, you're smack on there, Stephen. I don't think it's a matter of settling, I think it's a matter of resettling. For most of the second frame, you looked fine.
Six. Seven.
So just a series of soft stuns and screws for the time being. A lot of reds in open play here. Just got to keep close control of that cue ball. Make things as easy as possible. Doesn't want to be chasing the break at any stage. That's when the pressure will intensify.
Their meeting in the round robin phase went all the way. Brown won it 3-2,
18.
making a century in the decider.
And oh, what he'd do for a century here, Phil. These balls are nice, but there's plenty of pressure. We've already seen that both of these guys are definitely feeling it at the minute.
26. 27.
These two played in the shootout a couple of years ago. Brown won, made a 66 break. Now, that's a very different kind of pressure. If you're unfamiliar with the shootout, which is coming your way in a couple of weeks' time, from right here at the Morningside Arena, actually. Well, it's basically just a 10-minute frame or a 10-minute match. Whoever's got the most points at the end of those 10 minutes is the winner. And it's, for the first 5 minutes, 15-second shot clock. For the second 5 minutes, a 10-second shot clock. So pretty much your mind is made up for
25.
you. Whereas here, you've got unlimited time. And that does allow sometimes negative thoughts to creep in.
Yeah, as the pressure mounts, you can definitely overthink things. As we're looking at it on screen here, you think it can't possibly go wrong, but as players, we've got an excellent
40.
ability to find problems in situations like this. But Jordan's going well so far.
41.
I always think the first 3, 4, 5 pots of a break like this are the most important when it's getting tense, just getting back into the break, finding your composure again. Just got to try and keep it as simple as possible. Try not to let that cue
48.
ball travel much distance.
$49. $56.
So 2 more reds and 2 more colours will be enough for Jordan Brown. In what really, after everything that's gone
57.
in the previous frame, has been a good visit.
It was around this time in the second frame, though, on a break of 52 where he lost position needlessly. Not saying he's lost
64.
position here, but he's certainly lost ideal position.
Yeah, and the body language from Jordan did show he's not entirely happy with that. This is now a big pressure pop, and it proved to be enough to miss it. So
Jordan Brown, 64.
very similar to what happened in the second frame. As you said, could there be another turning point?
Well, look where the cue ball is. He played that with a lot of caution. And he's very lucky, actually, that the red he went for and missed is nestled against the side cushion. Customary tap on the table there. Heard Donaldson say great shot. It was maybe not great, but certainly good. getting that red out certainly to Donaldson's advantage. Brown's back to square one, just where he was in the second frame, knowing that he should have won it already. Desperate to tuck it away.
Clever thinking from Jordan there, not quite executed it. Tried to lay the snooker tight in behind the pink and push the black ball safe if he could. Not quite managed either of those. But what a pot that is from Jordan Brown. Fantastic cueing, and that'll make him feel a whole lot better. He does still need a colour, but a great red nonetheless.
Jordan Brown, 1.
Well, I can only assume he couldn't get through to pot the black, because that is all that he would need. Okay, it would be across the top cushion. Very cautious if he could see the black, chipping the pink safe. He's 65 in front, Brown, 67 on.
This red will clip into the bottom left pocket. It's very thin, but it is all Jordan needs. You see, very thin from where the cue wall is. He's refused it again, so definitely keeping things tight, but he still needs one more red.
overall configuration of balls left on the table very much to Brown's advantage, so too that hefty lead, but he's taking nothing for granted. And still, that simple pot he wants to knock in to put the frame out of reach is proving elusive.
Yeah, the only good thing for Jordan there is that Scott did tie the black up, but he'll be bringing it back out again from this next shot. He needs to catch this very thin. Well, maybe not that thin.
You found that, yeah?
No, he hasn't.
No, we hit it, sorry, I didn't see it. Yeah, well, look at it scoreboard, Santiago.
That thin, I think Jordan questioned it. Of course, the red was contacted by the cue ball, referee confirming that.
Brown playing hardball, shutting up shop. Well, even on this, he's got the added complexity of the cue ball very close to the side cushion. This, though, is frame ball.
One.
Well, it took a while, Stephen.
Blue ball.
It did, yeah, but that should be enough to see Jordan over the line in this frame. He's grafted hard for it.
Jordan Brown, 1.
Well, Scott is going to continue, probably because of the situation of the baulk colours. Could bring the black out here.
Yeah, so Donaldson is 66 adrift with 59 on. That means he needs a couple of snookers. Brown, though, won't be able to relax until he's spotted one more red. And that's the red in question.
1. Three. 4. 11. 12.
He was very circumspect towards the tail end of this frame. Didn't give Donaldson any cause for encouragement.
$19. 20. 23. 25.
Well, if the frame had still been live, that would have been a terrific shot.
$28. 32. Foul. Jordan Brown.
The 5 penalty points at the end there, the only points that Scott Donaldson scored in the frame. Thanks primarily to a break of 64 a little earlier. Jordan Brown recovers from the loss of the opening frame to lead this Group 5 final 2-1. Is it going to be one last thrust from Jordan Brown to get over the line, or will Scott Donaldson take us all the way into a decider?
Thank you. Frame 4. Scott Donaldson to break.
In the 4 group finals that have preceded this, we've had 2 3-1 scorelines, 2 3-2 scorelines. Every group final this week has gone the distance. Jazin Tong and Stuart Bingham coming through. Well, I can only assume he played for the red just below the black, and if he did, that was A pretty big misjudgment.
Jordan Brown, free.
So a big shot coming up for Scott now. Chance at this long red. He's going to have to get some work on the cue ball. Wasn't able to do so. So what's the damage? There is a red available for Jordan, just above the black, but I don't think it's any use to him unless he can navigate his way out of that little area. Up for the blue. Well, the bottom red went, and that's a great shot.
One.
Great shot, and a subtle little kiss really helped. So there goes the red. Now look at the kiss here. Off that red, off the side cushion, perfectly on the blue.
Yeah, and straight away coming down for the red above the black. Try and tidy up this area of the table to make things as easy as possible. Perfectly on it to pop the black into the same pocket.
7.
So then, here's your chance, Jordan.
In this kind of situation, with victory
14.
there for the taking, the key is not to let your mind race, just stay in the moment.
$15.
But it's only natural, Stephen, to become a little excited.
Yeah, big frame for Jordan this. Like you say, hasn't done masses this season. Good run in the UK Championship. And this would be a big win for him. Gets him through to finals group
22.
and the money that comes with it financially. A fantastic couple of days for Jordan, and especially after having the late call up, an unexpected opportunity, and so far he's taken it with both hands. But just
23.
wanted a half ball cannon on that red there, and catching it a bit too full makes this black missable.
Yeah, these semi-blind cutbacks are tough enough anyway, especially when the cue ball and black are so close together.
Jordan Brown, 23.
He wasn't quite sure. I was, though. I think as soon as he hit the black, it was pretty obvious he'd overcut it.
One.
So then, Scott, what's
8.
left in the tank? Needs to dig deep now.
Nine.
Well, that tells us the pink floats past the green. Taking the opportunity while it was there to open up a couple of reds that were close together. Looking promising, this.
Nearly. Nearly. 15. $16. $23. $24.
Donaldson goes in
31.
front.
$32.
Yeah, I felt it was a big black for Jordan Brown. For me, match ball. If the black had gone in, I think he'd have mopped them up. But it wasn't to be, so Scott Donaldson has an opportunity to steal this frame. Just tidying up the table there, Scott. Putting the green back up
35.
onto its own spot. And now everything available for him. The red next to the blue does
36.
pot up into the left pocket.
43. $44.
This Blackberry's highest break of this group final. And it's a break that really should from here expand even more. So he's 25
51.
to the good. You would assume 2 more reds, 2 more colours, and that's essentially job done. Especially high value colours.
52.
Really good, that.
I'm not sure if he's finished a little straight here on the black to just drop in behind this red along the black rail. No, it was perfect. So there we see just a touch of angle, able to just drop in behind the red. So he's 33 points to the good. He needs this red and 1 more colour. Tricky to get out for the black again. So just had to dolly it in. This black is frame ball, but this is very thin. And the cue ball could be travelling close to the middle pocket. Big shot. And the cue ball was close, and the black stays
Shot
out.
Donaldson. 60.
And suddenly renewed hope for Jordan Brown. He's 34 behind, but 35 on, and the black is, as Stephen said, very accessible if he can somehow find a way to pot the last red.
It's all about this last red now. Number 1 priority for Scott Donaldson is get that red safe. Doesn't want to leave a sniff of an opportunity for Jordan Brown to pot the red, because black is waiting for him and nothing is safe. There's plenty of balls in the balk area to find some coverage here, side to side with the red and white. That's a nice shot from Jordan. There'll be no apology for that. That was exactly as played. Wanted to catch that red at the particular point to send it down the table and send the white back into balk.
Right.
Like I said, there was a lot of balls to get in behind there. Played it very well. So then, where's this red going to finish? Well, it's on. This is a real chance now to steal this frame, and with it, this 5th group here at Championship League Snooker.
One.
The black is an absolute given, but his position onto the yellow needs to be even more precise than normal because the green isn't on its spot. How's this looking?
Needs to pull up. And it has just about.
Jordan Brown 5 pots away from the winners group.
Would have liked to have been closer on this green. But dealt with it very well.
30.
That's another solid pot. You feel he just needs one more on the brown here and it's all plain sailing from there. Would you believe it? He's missed the brown.
30.
You just felt there could have been one more twist in this game. He was looking so good. He was just cutting the brown back ever so slightly and just misjudged it. So what a let-off for Scott Donaldson.
Browned off.
Wait a minute, where's this white going? Oh.
4.
He danced with the devil there.
Scott Donaldson. 4.
Donaldson 25 ahead, 18 on. Jordan Brown needs a couple of snookers.
Yeah, and this will be a huge body blow, even though Jordan Brown was the one clearing up to steal the frame. He'll have felt he should have won this match by now. And it's going to be a huge test of his character going into this deciding frame. Of course, we know he's got it in there, but he's certainly feeling it. The pressure's there. I can feel it in here, Phil.
Yes, he's trying for these snookers, but it's a
5.
forlorn hope. How many times do you see someone get 2 snookers with just pink and black on the table? All Donaldson has to do is roll the pink over the pocket. That's it. It's not the easiest thing to do. This time it will be easier to either pop the pink or leave it in the jaws.
Six in the
It is the former, and so Scott Donaldson at one point in that 4th frame must have feared the worst. But Jordan Brown missed his surname. It is 2-2. another group has all come down to a single frame shootout. This happened in Group 3 on Tuesday night. Zhao Xintong making a 66 break, a really silky effort to get the verdict against Zhao Gudong. It happened in the group final on Thursday night here. Stuart Bingham overcoming Kyron Wilson by the odd frame in 5. And now it's happening on Saturday night as well. This time Donaldson and Brown locked together at 2-2. You can understand why these guys are feeling it. Lots of money on offer. Even in these initial groups, the group winner gets a £3,000 bonus. Then, for every frame they win in the playoffs, which is 6 of course if they win the group, that's an additional £1,800, and whatever they've won in the round robin phase, which is £100 per frame won. In the case of Scott Donaldson, he's got £500 in his pocket at the moment for the highest break of the group, which is 132. And then of course if you do get through to the winners group, well then all of the prize money really does rocket up, and it's £200 a frame. Hard to say who's going to come through this one. I would just favour Donaldson purely and simply because Brown has to process the fact he was so close to the winning line and didn't get over it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Jordan goes about if he's presented with an opportunity after that psychological blow in the previous frame. Had this match in the palm of his hand, but for the Miss Brown. And they're the sort of body blows you need to overcome as a snooker player, I feel, if you're going to win matches and tournaments. The players are so good now that things like that happen. But it's more annoying that for you as a player when it's your own doing that has cost you the frame. So Jordan's got to pick himself up now and readdress this match, refocus, and it's just a one frame shootout.
It's not guaranteed, but I think it could well develop into quite a dogfight, this. So often deciders are disjointed, scrappy affairs. Might even see a re-rack here.
Touching ball.
Well, a touching ball helps Scott. He can play this off the side cushion just before the middle pocket and get somewhere in the area of the jaws of the right hand pocket if he can reach. That red to the left of the yellow causing some minor issues with playing safe. Scott looking to cover that. think this is probably the last thing both players wanted, a frame where they're playing safe to this black cushion. It's a bit of a stalemate. Very difficult to play up to baulk with two reds being in that half of the table.
One thing about these frames, of course, the reds are developed, the pack is split by a succession of safeties that we've already seen. So whoever gets in the balls first won't have to go into the bunch, as is conventional, to build a sizable break. Everything could be there for them. So the first mistake, that is really crucial. First mistake or the first piece of inspiration.
And Jordan's found a really good safety there. That's exactly what you're looking to do. Finish tight on that black cushion. Leave no option for the screw back. So Scott in a position now where he's going to have to pinpoint this cue ball in an area where you can't leave anything easy for Jordan Brown. As you can see, look at the reds. They're absolutely everywhere. So you feel the first mistake, it may be the last. Oh, Scott's indicated that's taken a drift and it's drifted in.
Well, what is the definition of a fluke? When you put a red directly like that. But that was a fluke. He had no intention of potting it whatsoever. Extraordinary.
Yeah, that is unbelievable. And you could see the embarrassment of Scott Donaldson there. He was just playing a safety and the white has obviously deviated off the line intended. And he's flicked it in. And a good pot on the brown to follow. So what a massive piece of fortune that could be for the Scotsman. Great chance now.
Yeah, he was so embarrassed he potted the brown. That is a really unusual fluke at such a vital time.
Six.
Yeah, absolutely nothing Jordan could do about that. And he's just going to have to wait now and hope something goes wrong for Scott. The balls are there. But this has been edgy so far. Right the way up to this game, this frame. Scott has probably marginally looked the better of the two in terms of composure. But he'll certainly be feeling it now.
No, I concur with that.
13.
Already made breaks of 45, 43 and 60 in this final. Now though, this is the crunch. And if the red goes to middle
18.
and he frees up the pink, well, you couldn't wish for a better chance than this, Stephen.
No, this is a good red to get away from the pink. Opens it up even more.
19.
Black also available into both pockets, so on paper no real stumbling blocks visible. Well, as we know, anything can happen at this stage.
It's like you said before, just don't look for problems. Yes, don't be hasty, but don't be ponderous either.
Yeah, of course, it's just about potting
24.
the ball and getting on the next one. It's as simple as that, really. But unfortunately, we know that it's not as simple as that. The pressure out there that we feel as players, and
25.
I'm sure Scott will be feeling now, can sometimes cloud your mind and your thought process, and the best players are able to block that out and just deal with exactly what's in front of them. And what's in front of Scott is a fantastic opportunity now.
Yes, some players manifest pressure physically by snatching at balls. Others, as you say, clouds their thought process. I think that's the latter is the more common.
32.
Had to rely on a kiss there. The pink will pot. And now back in prime position.
Yeah, you have to feel for Jordan, really. Scott had no right to fluke that ball, but in it went. And that is just snooker all over for me. Jordan missed his opportunity in the last frame, and the balls just punish you in ways you wouldn't imagine. No one could have envisioned that happening. But that won't bother Scott.
40.
He's at the table, and he's got a great opportunity now. He's played really well these last few days. He's been involved in a couple of groups. He's played some good snooker. Of course, he's made the highest break of this group as well. So this would top things off nicely for him.
46. $47.
Losing semi-finalist in Group 4. Drawing ever nearer to being the winning finalist in Group 5.
54. $55.
Yeah, and of course he'll be replicating the efforts of fellow Scotsman Graham Dott, who's also safely through to winners week. Things are heating up nicely in that group. So the break goes to 62.
62.
One more red, and the black will be enough for Scott to be mathematically safe in this frame, barring any snookers.
$63.
When you see scores, hundreds of frames, you think to yourself, how can you possibly see anything new? How can the game provide you with something that
71.
is really unusual? Well, we've seen it in this frame. Donaldson playing safe. The white veered off course. Because of that, he potted a red. He got no thought of potting.
76.
Then it was a good brown. And now he's home and dry.
Thank you. 77.
Here's another look at that fluke. Playing safe on the red. Straight up off the shot was Scott. And in goes the red. Could not believe it, but every credit to him. He's taken these very well. Sometimes as a player, you can be very embarrassed by a shot like that, like Scott was, but
81.
he didn't let that cloud his vision. He had a tricky brown to follow. Potted it with confidence and has never looked back. Fitting to see a century break to finish off this group.
82.
It would, from the man who's made the two highest breaks of the group. 130 and 132. Thwarted in that regard, surely. But how can he possibly
88.
complain?
Foul. Shot Donaldson 88. Jordan Brown 4.
What a final that was, and what a way for it to be concluded. Scott Donaldson fluking the red in simply extraordinary circumstances and then making the most of his good fortune with a break of 88. Jordan Brown had the chance to win 3-1. He missed the brown to the yellow pocket. Donaldson scraped frame 4, and then in the decider, fortune was on his side. Scott Donaldson defeats Jordan Brown 3-2, and he wins Group 5. And so his reward, Scott Donaldson, is getting a place in the winners group here in early February. Also there, a couple of world champions, Graham Dott and Stuart Bingham, a couple of fine Chinese players. Liang Wenbo, winner of Group 1, and the winner of Group 3, the UK champion, Zhao Xintong. Now, the latest name into that group is Scott Donaldson. Well done to him. And I believe he's down just behind the table, about to be interviewed by Matchroom's Matt Lynch.
Groups, how do you feel you played this week?
Pretty well all week, to be honest. I'm just enjoying being healthy and being able to enjoy my snooker again, yeah.
Must be nice after Christmas break to get back into winning ways.
Yeah, no, my game's been good for a while, since probably October, since I've started feeling good again. So, no, I'm just relaxed out there playing. If I miss balls, I'm going to miss balls. Just need to get on with it.
That final against Jordan had a little bit of everything. Can you talk us through that opening red in that final frame?
Yeah, I'm playing the safety shot, and the whites rolled off a mile, and then I ended up hitting the potting angle and it's went in. I've potted a good one off the rail, and Jordan's done nothing wrong. He's played a good safety, but that's just the way the game is. You know, the standard's that high, you don't have to play bad shots to lose.
Is it difficult when something like that happens to maybe it might throw you off your concentration? You've got to try and focus at the task at hand?
Yeah, when I potted the brown off the cushion, I just said you need to make the most of it, because if I don't take this chance, the game's not going to forgive me. So, no, it was a good result.
And the frame previous, there was a moment where Jordan, Mr. Black into the pocket, you must have been fearing the worst when that moment happened, but I suppose you had to take that opportunity when that chance arose.
Yeah, when you're playing guys like the class of Jordan, you know they're going to get close to winning at some stage. You know, any match has got one or two balls that change the match, so obviously if the Brown goes in, I'm beat 3-1, so not the end of the world anyway.
And you know importantly what it takes to win this event. What would it mean for you to get your hands on that trophy once more?
It wouldn't mean a lot. I just want to enjoy playing. Whether or not I win this, whether or not I do well in other tournaments, I just want to enjoy playing.
All the best.
Thank you.
The interview there conducted by Jake Aspey, in fact, very well. Well done to Scott.